Today, we are going to talk about the very important topic of what is in my budget. So you can use a spreadsheet, you can do it by hand or an app, but it's basically two things, money coming in and money going out. And sometimes I feel that money out is like a bucket. I don't know where to stop it because your money in is normally just one entry. If you're working for a company, it's your paycheck. If you're working for yourself, your own efforts will determine your paycheck. And maybe you have some investments that will pay money or income. But your money out, your taxes and insurance, you don't have control over that. You do have to pay that. And then your fixed expenses. And that's so much I added an extra slide. If you're a young person, you may have a student loan, but you have to live somewhere, no matter how old you are. You also need to pay your gas, utilities, electricity. Depending on where you are, it could be 3 or 4 bills or 1 bill. You need to be able to get around. And then if you don't have an employer that provides health insurance, you may have to take out your own private health insurance. Insurance on your mortgage, a whole category of insurance payments every month. And then you have your variable expenses, food, entertainment, and other items in this category where you can control how much you spend. And I want to highlight the food in more detail because there's a big difference in the cost of eating at home. Cooking at home takes time and you have to grocery shop, but it's a lot cheaper than we go out to dinner every night or you get a delivery or a takeout. When you go to work, you may take a brown bag lunch. It's a little effort to make it, but it is much cheaper to take a sandwich from home than to buy a $10, $15 sandwich. Well, I live in New York where sandwiches are expensive. Or going to the cafeteria every day and buying food or getting takeout. So that can make a huge difference in your budget on how you decide are you going to spend on food. Also, when you go grocery shopping, you take all those coupons and you perhaps overbuy. So at the end of the week, you throw out $20, $30, $40 worth of groceries because it's past the shelf life or it's rotted in your fridge. So be careful of overbuying because that is a big category of waste in a budget. Then clothes. Do you buy designer clothes or do you just buy department store jeans or perhaps head to the thrift shop, sometimes for an expensive item that you will use once or twice. When you go out, we in the picnic category for the summer, we go to Central Park a lot. It's a huge savings over dining out. So I live in New York where there's very good public transportation and I can for $130 travel unlimited on the subway. But if I take a taxi, a trip that on the top subway would be $275 by taxi could sometimes be 10 to 15 or even more. So it's in my best interest to take the subway. So then when I take vacation, are you going traveling? Are you going to the beach where you'll be lying on the beach all day? Or are you going on a cruise where most of your expenses are paid in advance? Or are you just staying at home like we've done over the pandemic and just be a tourist in your own town? Or you're going hiking? A big difference in the expenses if you're taking a trip where you have a plane ticket, hotel, everything else you have to pay for versus staying at home and just taking a hike in your local park. So these are the things, the main categories in the budget. Plus, if you have pets or if you belong to the gym, all of this still needs to go into your budget. And then you have to decide, how am I going to spend all of this? And our budget and what we have left over from our paycheck is largely determined by the choices that we make. There are choices that will cost a lot or choices that will cost a lot less, allowing you to have more money to invest or save. Hope you've liked this video. Please like, subscribe, and stay